Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared I think I'll fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you. And I don't know what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep the smile off my face. Lose control and run all over the place. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you. Well, I'm stuck in the middle with you. Good afternoon, fellow billionaires. This is Silver 5150 with your weekend wrap-up for Saturday, September 11th, 2021. That was my jab at a little Steve Miller Band, Stuck in the Middle with You, from their 1972 hit album, Stealers Wheel. All right? Now, just to be clear, I have no problem being stuck in the middle of this mess we're in right now with you guys, my fellow stackers. It is the place to be as a stacker with you stackers, all right? But in any case, I got my Mexican beauties here. As you can see, we've got the 2021 Kilo Libertads. Now, this right here is a display that my friend Charles, this thing is so heavy. Charles, the coppersmith, makes for this display. And you can see it just kind of stands alone on that one piece of display support, okay, that he puts for that. Let's go and move that, okay. Anyway, and so this is how I'm starting to think of how I want to display my stuff. I'm going to be doing this more often. Now that it looks like we're going to be nestled in for a long time trying to wait for a real valuation to come along. Yeah, we'll stop fiddling with that for a bit, but here's the deal. All right. A lot of you subscribers had been hinting towards wanting to hear me do a song, so I says, okay, fine, I'm going to try to do a song. I'll get around to it, and then my niece chimed in. And if you guys know how I feel about my niece, I really have no way to resist her, so when she, asked me if I was going to do a song again, I fell right off my chair. And so there it is. All right, we got a lot of goodies for you today, but we will highlight these Kilo Libertads, which basically completes, I guess, my 2021 stacking for Libertads. You guys remember I had that big haul being a broker, 5 ounces, 2 ounces, 1 ounces. And actually that put me very close to, it put me at an official Mexican bank bag of 450 ounces of Libertads, fractional and, plus. But this here puts me over 500 by about 10 ounces. So I am very happy with that. I have just what I need now to invest in Mexico when the time comes. All right. But yeah, that's the thing. I do think about that. This is, I'm going to travel internationally on my bullion. You guys know I got a lot of different stuff out there. Let's see if I've got something here we can look at. That's not official. That's not official. Oh, well, actually, this is Mexican too. So this is a classic Onza, okay? And this is, I think, partially tin and metal. Very cool. But yeah, international currencies are going to be my play. I'm going to be going, trying to find ways to use my Cougarons in South Africa, and then some other stuff in different countries and stuff. But that's the whole deal behind that. All right, but the reason why I kind of focus on kilos, if you guys see my kilo videos, I do, stack quite a few of them, is because they have a certain impact. They're right there between the 10 ounces and the 100 ounce bars. But in most cases, they're sovereign. Could you imagine if the United States made a 1 kilogram eagle? Could you imagine how bonkers people would go over that? But, don't overprice it. Don't make it crazy or anything like that. And even a 10 ounce eagle, for that matter. 5 ounce. I do 5 ounce America the Beautifuls, but no 5 ounce eagles. Anyway, that's something me and Silver Joker were talking about. All right, but I'm going to tell you, I have all these plans, Silver 5150 on location, all these things I want to do. Like I said, traveling around, invest in some foreign, properties and stuff like that, and, have some fun and whatnot. Probably have a couple of parties in Vegas, some golf tournaments, all that stuff. But before any of that happens, either next year or the year after that. We have got to break out of this little pig pen that our globalist friends have us trapped in. I think that's the case. Go back to the song. We do in fact have clowns to the left of us and jokers to the right of us. No offense, Silver Joker, but we do have these jokers to the right. Talking about our financial and government leaders, guys. These guys, they're horrible in their policy. They are either have inaction on things that are really a problem, like the currencies and the credit and the paying people to not work, or too much action on things of political value, like maybe the mismanagement of the global health crisis. Every time we turn around, there's some new policy coming out about that, when in fact I think more people are going to be in danger from inaction on fiscal policy other than anything else. This is down the road. All right. So earlier this week, I mentioned to you guys that there was going to be what, I thought was going to be, well, it is right now, a crack up boom. So I showed you some footage on that, the crack up boom that's going on. And I'm going to tell you, it just, it's pretty obvious to me. Orange cones everywhere you go, work sites, heavy equipment, yellow, earth moving activity and dump trucks and commercial trucks. And if you try to get around in traffic here in the United States, you know what I'm talking about. All right. So that's always been, an issue for those of us that have been trying to get back and forth to work. And that's for those of you that are working. If you're not working, well, you just might be soon, because I think they're going to cut some of these benefits that are out there. Whatever the case may be, I wonder if you guys can guess who this is. This is Chris Dwayne's Silver Shield bar at Den of Thieves. Yeah, right, exactly. So, yeah, so, the benefits will be ending at some point, whether they're doing it now and they say they're going to do it, or whether they do it later and, people have to get back into the real world. But that's the thing. This crack-up boom, it's an event. It's a final push to squeeze out all the remaining value of all of the currencies around the globe, all right, by building and renovating everything in sight. Everything. They can, whether it's going to be commercial housing, commercial buildings, residential housing, and of course, public works and infrastructure. All right. And I'm going to tell you, it reminds me very much of something that Julius Maltby always talks about on the Julius Maltby channel, and that is the similarities between us and the Roman Empire at this point. I mean, seriously, because, the Roman Empire, they were really into, their kind of big government. And this is after they got everything going. Big government and, public assistance to the hilt and stuff. And actually, I think, let's see, the Cicero, I think his name was, philosopher Cicero. He said this, I think, back in 55 BC. The budget should be balanced, the treasury should be refilled, the public debt should be reduced, the arrogance of officialdom should be tempered, and the assistance to foreign lands should be curtailed, lest Rome become bankrupt. Which I agree. I mean, a government can only do so much before they overextend their ability to actually have value. He closed it by saying, people must again learn to work. Now, pay attention to that one. People must again learn to work instead of living off public assistance. And you know how I roll, guys. I'm not trying to, isolate or pinpoint people that actually have disabilities, cannot work. However, I know some blind people that make a living, but of course there are other disabilities to keep you from doing that. Mental health or lack thereof is a big one. Okay, I get that. All right. So anyway, even with all that going on, and Cicero said what he said when he said it, the thing is that he was 500 years too early, believe it or not. He was 500 years too early when he said what he said about the Roman Empire heading down the wrong path, because I don't think it actually fell. The Roman Empire wasn't dissolved until 475 AD, 473 AD, something like that. So, I mean, they held on for quite a while, but, this is during a time when everything moved slower. You didn't have the internet. You didn't have all this other stuff. And that's something you need to keep in mind, guys, is that everything that's happening right now happens a lot faster. You couldn't have anything like Bitcoin 40 years ago because it's simply, data and mining and all that stuff that they're doing to make it happen. The technology, all that stuff, it just wasn't there. So it couldn't happen because you need to move a certain speed for cryptocurrencies to thrive and flourish. So anyway, my point is this, is regardless of everything, if you're stacking silver coinage and bullion, you're already in good shape. Guys, you're already in good shape. If you're stacking hard enough to go through the various switchbacks that are going to come up, then you're doing really great. Now, what I mean by that, I think there's going to be a number of reset misses along the way. I'm always talking about the reset. This is going to be a currency reset, of course, for various countries and around the globe. Okay. And so you need to actually be able to react and function to all those. Now, I couldn't guess the number. It could be 4, it could be 2, it could be 10. But, in the former Soviet Union, they actually went through a number of resets, currency resets, that I thought was pretty neat. I'm sorry, I think this round is pretty neat. That I thought was kind of messed up because people lost a lot of value during that time. They really did. The ruble got revalued and devalued, harshly, and people lost a lot of wealth because of that. And so what I'm saying is you need to have enough bullion to get through the different switchbacks. I think they're going to have a couple of attempts at trying to reset the currency either digitally, or they're going to try to create a new dollar, or maybe the Amero, or the strategic drawing right, like Jim Rickards likes to always talk about and stuff. But the bottom line is that until we get to the final destination, it is going to be tumultuous, and it's going to be a lot of shifting around. You need to be able to roll with those shifts with your bullion. Sorry, Batman. I thought I had you right side up. Batman. Yes, I love this round. This coin right here from Tula. So look here. Guys, my whole point is, you need to look for the signs and symptoms of these things that are coming up. So physical dollar is going to lose its value at some point. That's lost a lot of its value over the years. You can argue that because you cannot buy 7 gallons of gas with $1 anymore. You have to spend 28 of those suckers to get 7 gallons of gas, or $4 a gallon, depending on where you're at. All right. And so the dollar has lost quite a bit of value, but it hasn't lost all its value. All right. But once the dollar starts to lose its value, I'm talking about the physical dollar, not the currency, not the credit or the, debit style bank dollars. I'm talking about the physical dollars you hold in your hand. Once they start to lose a lot of value, meaning like, your $20 gallon gas, and the constitutional and fractional silver starts to effervesce to the surface and become widely accepted. Quietly, but widely accepted. It'll be like some, little group, underground group that doesn't really make itself known. But we'll be transacting with each other, trying to get stuff, whether you're a store owner or you have, goods and services. My air conditioner's acting grumpy. And so, that will be how that will roll. And you'll see that change there, where people kind of like going, to the physical dollar, and they're thinking more like they want to have that metal currency behind closed doors. All right? Behind closed doors. So in any case, central banks are going to come along. They're going to create a new currency of some kind, like I mentioned. And the sovereign bullion will start to come around. This is going to be this stuff. This is after the constitutional and fractional silver. Now, silver is more widely used, more widely known in the gray market, so to speak. And people will start accepting more of the 3 nines fine stuff along with the constitutional and the other fractional stuff that's out there. All right? Wow, now look at that. It says honest value never fails. Talking about silver, the U.S. Constitution. I don't know if it's still around. It may be in a museum. But in any case, yeah. So, yammering a lot today, but I'll get you out of here pretty soon. Okay, so then beyond that, I think is where the big ticket exchanges, are going to be made on the gray market. So big ticket stuff. So you need for big ticket stuff like boats and homes and land and cars, things of luxury value, maybe resort, excursions, this sort of thing. This is where your kilos and stuff will have a lot of high impact because people love to trade similar value for similar value. If you guys remember, I exchanged Silver Joker. I think it was a Geiger 10-ounce bar, the Geiger Square 10-ounce bar, along with a couple of Batavia triangles to get that 10-ounce Queens Beach Yale off of him because he knew the potential value of this thing. And I knew the potential value of it too. And so we weren't about to do each other wrong. I made sure that he had value for value, even though he ended up with a couple extra ounces. That Yale, as time goes on, just like any of your silver, it's going to continue to drink in hidden inflation and hidden collectible value. That's happening every minute, guys. Every minute we're sitting here, that's happening. So don't think otherwise. You're investing in the right asset class. It's not as sexy and as fast as some of the other ones out there. It's not as well supported by central banks and commercial banks as some of the other asset classes out there. But it is the final word in where we're going to end up financially. And trust me, so many people are going to be trying to get in down the road, and you will be the doorway. And you can choose to keep it closed or open it up. All right. So finally, I think once we get to the other side of wherever we're going, all right, once we get to the other side of wherever we're going, silver will be openly acceptable, all right, not just on the gray market, but on the white market. And of course, the white market is, what we do right now, to where everything's out in the open. There's no, secret, laws or anything limiting, what you can do and what you can buy and all that stuff. This is the white market. This is the one we live in. All right, the black market, of course, in the back streets and alleys and places that you probably wouldn't want to go, and are outside of the law. You don't want to be an outlaw, so you don't want to mess with that stuff. That's why it's called the black market. If you get busted with it, chances are you'll be in a lot of trouble. Now, we're talking about the white market. Silver will be recognized by constitutions and ratified and coveted again by the banking systems, where they're going to exchange, whatever they have of value, to get your silver either in some kind of financial accounting, some kind of financial instruments, or whatever they can do, to exchange value for it. If they have, a home buying program, for example, and banks want to load up their coffers with silver as collateral, then of course you will be able to make a deal with the banks, if banks in their current iteration are still functioning the way we know them to function. It could be just a different type of bank, a different bullion bank, maybe First Stackers International, something like that. All right, you guys know this. This is the 10-ounce Tombstone silver nugget. I still have it, and this was always part of the show, to where we talked about giving this away at 5,000 subscribers on the Silver 5150 channel. I only have about 3,700 subscribers, but I'm going to tell you something, guys. I've been watching a lot of channels out there, and any of the truther channels that are special interests, especially geared towards finance or health, global health, their numbers have been either frozen or diminished or just, very inactive. And so I don't think I'm ever going to get to 5,000 subscribers. So I'm not concerned about giving away this nugget. And the more I hold it, the more I feel it, I realize I did want to. However, if we get to the point where we have 5,000 subscribers, I will gladly put a lot of fanfare into it and make sure that some lucky winner who deserves it will get it. All right? So that's not off the table. All right. So I think we pretty much covered everything today. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go on about your business. But just know that all these games you see going on with the markets right now, where I like to say, the silver's trading like an Egyptian, where they'll have it spike up to a point, then flatline it, or drop down to a point, then flatline it for the rest of the day. These are signs of different behavior in the manipulators' plans. It wasn't always like that. Anytime you see a change in the pattern of the markets, you have to realize that this is something that the commercial manipulators are doing in order to keep the party going. And the more weird and the more radical you see this happening, the more often we're getting closer to the end game. When is the end game? I have no idea. Only the Black Panther knows. No, the Black Panther does not know. Now, this here is actually Black Panther in a cracked case. I'm told by a good friend of mine that Stan Lee dropped when he's like, "What the hell is this?" And he signed it, and they put a sticker on it, and it was a gift to me, and I will keep this. This will go into the grave with me. I'm not going to be selling this at all. I love the Black Panther. I love Stan Lee. He's gone. But this is my ever keepsake, the crowning piece to my stack. I love it. Yes, be jealous. You don't have one? Be jealous. But if you have Black Panther, it mitigates some of the pain. I understand. But in any case, guys, I guess that's going to do it for today. All right? That's going to do it for today. Thanks for joining me here. I hope the song did not make your ears bleed too much. We'll try to do more of those as we head down the road. But more importantly, we're going to pay attention to, like I said, the patterns that are happening in the markets. Don't be discouraged by less than $25 silver. If you look at some of the coins out there on the retail market, they're in the stratosphere, just a year or so old. I've got some 2014 Archangel Michaels that you guys saw on my video when I bought like 100 of them back 2 years ago. And I paid $40 $2 for those things back when the spot price was probably 16, and everybody thought I was nutso. But now you can't get these things for less than like 120 bucks. The Archangel Michaels. This is Engelhard, not the same thing. All right, but guys, like I said, you are winning every single day. You're winning, regardless of what the stupid spot price does. Don't ever fall for that. Don't ever fall for what the spot price is doing. Okay, just know you're in the right asset class. I want to say real quick before I go. Like I said, Simply Wired by Charles, or Simply Wired, you can find on Instagram or on Facebook. He's doing this stuff here. He is creating these pieces, these very simple, beautiful, elegant pieces that can actually help you display your precious metals, especially the big seminal pieces like this. And if you haven't gone and checked them out, Simply Wired on Instagram, it's probably the easiest way to get in there. And then once you get in there are links and stuff that can take you to some of the other stuff he does. Guy's very artistic. He is very much a lover of monetary metals. And of course, he believes in copper, because copper is just something he works well with. And he can make stuff that adorn your home look nice. He can, do stuff with crystals, all that. You need to check him out if you get a chance. I'm trying to stop buying a lot of the stuff, but when he made this, I'm just like, oh man, okay, I'm sold again. So anyway, that's just my personal preference, but you guys can do anything you want. All right, so thank you again for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and let you salvage what's left of the weekend, okay? And we will do our own reset for next week. The rest of this weekend, we'll reset for next week, for the exciting times ahead, guys. I'm Silver5150 telling you that your stack is not whack. And in fact, will probably be the most powerful financial tool throughout the many resets and the final destination for that reset. That your stack ain't whack, and that just 30 ounces to your name keeps you 99% ahead of the game. Did you catch that? That's right. It's increased. Guys, time is getting short, and I know it seems like there's a lot of silver on the market right now, but trust me, there are some big players out there that are hungry like the wolf. They're going after silver, and when they do it, it'll be overnight. They'll clean everything out, and you'll have missed your chance. All right, so I'm upgrading a bit. We're going to go to 30 ounces to your name. Now, you guys have had almost 2 years to do this, okay? So I expect that you should be well ahead of the curve, or well ahead of 99% of the game, closer to 100%. But if you're not, do what you can do to get there. Don't neglect other stuff either. Security, food, water, things you can do to mitigate air quality. This sort of thing. All these different things are going to help you thrive and survive in these coming changes and switchbacks we talked about. But yes, just 30 ounces of your name now keeps you 99% ahead of the game. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay sane, and as the Silver Report Uncut says, stay free. Cheers.